Hello everyone, today in this video we will be solving the 10th question in the topic arrays, and the question is that squares of a sorted array. So here we will be given with an array here which is sorted, and you have to find out the squares and sort that array. Okay, so let's take an example and understand here. So the array is -4, -1, 0, 3 and 10. 5 elements are there, 2 negative and 3 positive. So what we are basically doing is we are squaring each of these elements. When you square it, what will happen? 16, 1, 0, 3 means 9 and 100. After sorting it, it will be 0, 1, 9, 16 and 100. So two steps are there. First square all of these elements, then sort it. So the trivial solution will be what? Square these elements using for loop here, and then sort it using any of the sorting methods. But that's not what the optimal solution is. What we have to do is we have to find the optimal solution. So for optimal solution, one approach is that this one. Okay, let's discuss what is the approach. So approach is that we'll have two pointers here, I and j. Where is I pointing to? I is pointing to the first location, j is pointing to the last location. Then what we are doing is squaring this one and this one. When you square both, what we'll get? 16 here and we'll get 100 here. Now tell me which is greater, 16 or 100? 16 or 100 means 100 is greater. So if 100 is greater means this element square is greater, that should be stored in the P array, right? So I will find out the square and I will store from the back. So in this location P, what will be stored is 100. Then when it's stored, I will decrement the P value, I will move to the next empty location. Okay, I will move here. Now since I have used 100 here, I should decrement j as well. So j will be incremented to this one. Okay, now j is pointing to this one. Again what I will do, I will compare if absolute value of this one or this one, which is greater. Absolute value of this is 4, absolute value of this is 3. Either you can compare the absolute value or the square. Okay, it does not matter. So absolute value of this one is greater, therefore the square of this one should be added to the this location, right? So that's what you will do here. What will be added is 16. Since you have added 16 in the new array, P location will be shifted to this one, I location will be shifted to this one. Then again you will compare absolute value of this one or this one. This one is greater, the square of this one is nothing but 9. So 9 will be added here. P and j value will change, P will come one place back and j will also come one place back. And again you will compare these two, which is greater? 1 is greater. So what you will do, 1 square, I mean -1 square is 1, that you will store here. You will means change the P value, P will come here and I will come here. Okay, when I has come here, means P of I and P of j are same, absolute value is same, so you can use any value here. So this value square is 0 itself, so that will be stored in the last location of P. And when P value is getting over, means when P reaches beyond 0, the for loop will end, and the end will have this array which will be returning. Okay, so if you see the code part here, what we are doing basically, firstly we have the code part. This is the total code part. If we divide this into two parts here, the first part is this one. Here we are just initializing. N means the array's length which is given to us. In this case the array's length is 5 here, so n's value will be 5. And then the next thing which we are using is result array. Result array is the same length as the previous array. So this is the result array here. This will be empty initially, and I will be equal to 0, j will be n minus 1. I will be starting from here and j will be starting from n minus 1, which is 5 minus 1, 4. J will be here and I will be here. Then we are comparing these two. Okay, you might ask why we are comparing from here and here. That is because the extreme values, the maximum square value we can get either here or here. Why? Because here obviously we will get the positive value square is higher, but here also we can get the most negative value square is the most highest negative, means most highest square, right? Because in this case if it was like -11, it would have been here only, right? Then -11 square is 121. This is greater than 10. So that's the extreme cases which you have to compare. From there we will come to the next stages wherever you get the highest square. Okay, so I and j are initialized at the 0th location and the j n minus 1 location. After that there is a for loop here. In that for loop, if and else condition is there. That for loop runs from p is equal to n minus 1 till 0. P is equal to n minus 1 till 0. So this is the for loop for p, for this array it's running from this location till this location. And at each location what I should store? The maximum means square. Okay, maximum square should be stored in each location. So how can I calculate the maximum square? Either this can be maximum square or this can be maximum square. Okay, there is no possibility that this square will be greater than this one. Okay, so I'll compare this one with this one. Whichever square is greater, that I will store in this location. That's depicted by this line of code here. Whichever absolute value is greater, that one square is stored. If i's value is greater, I square is stored in the result of p and I will be incremented. If j square is greater, j means square is stored in result of p, j's value is decremented. And in each case, after this iteration gets over, either I or j, increment or decrement, the p value will be decrementing, because whatever gets stored here, then p should be here to store the next value. Like that it will happen for all. Comparison will happen, whichever is greater square, that will be stored here, and then p value will be ended here. When p value ends, till then we will have the means the array which is to be returned, and we are returning the array at the end. Okay, so this all the code is about. To quickly wrap up, what is our target? We will be given with this array here. You have to calculate the sum means the squares of the sorted array, and we have to return that. Okay, so first basically make 2 pointers. Okay, what you will do first, make 2 pointers I and j here, a new array, this will be empty, and start for loop from here. Compare if this square is greater or this square is greater. Whichever is greater, store it here. If this one is greater, store this here and decrement this one. Else if this square is greater, store this square here and then increment I here. Then compare this one and this one. Whichever is greater, store that and decrement this one or increment this one. Like that, keep on comparing and storing unless you reach the end here, and then you will have the final array which you have to return. Okay, so that's all for this code. And if you like this video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.